mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds.
Let's go.
Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. Oh, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Thank you, Michelle. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday.
I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause I'd start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. got here. 'Cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries, let's flow for now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Today is September 24th, 2024. It is 11:03 a.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, my sweet pearls. Hello, hello, hello. It's good to see you all. I finally got some rest. I was halfway. I'm telling you, I had a very busy weekend, a very, very busy weekend. And I kind of overdid it. And yesterday I was half cross-eyed asleep during my live, but I wanted to get it done. So anyway, I went to bed early last night. So I'm planning on doing 3 lives today. Oh, you got rest too. I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you, Kathleen. So we are speaking right now about District Judge Kevin Mullins, who was unalived by Sheriff Mickey Stines. It was a fatal pew pew in Letcher County, Kentucky. Again, with District Judge Kevin Mullins by Sheriff, also known as Mickey Stines. at the Letcher County Courthouse. Sheriff Stines allegedly walked into a judge's office, actually the chamber, and asked to speak with him alone. After a brief conversation behind closed doors, pew-pews were fired, and Stines reportedly surrendered immediately after exiting the office. Now, the motive behind the unaliving remains unclear. There's a lot of rumor, but the community is in shock as both men were very well known in the community and they were both very respected public figures. Chief Justice Lawrence Van Meter ordered flags to be lowered at the Kentucky Court of Justice facilities in honor of Judge Mullins. The Letcher County Courthouse has been closed temporarily as the community mourns and law enforcement continues to investigate into the incident. I believe yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, the judge was laid to rest. Letcher County's lead prosecutor, Matt Butler, has recused himself from the case due to personal ties to the judge, adding another layer of just a bunch of complexities to the upcoming legal proceedings. Sheriff Stines has been charged with first-degree capital unaliving, and the investigation is ongoing. It is very sad. It is very sad. There is a lot of rumors going on in this. Now, the family member of the judge says, you know, everyone, please stop with the rumors, as we've got we really don't know. We really don't know exactly why. Now, it is alleged by many parts that the judge um, has been having giving SA, S favors rather for lower uh lower prosecution, especially with younger victims. There, it has been alleged also that the judge was um, sleeping with the sheriff's 17-year-old. That has not been confirmed yet, but there's also been allegedly secret cameras put in the judge's chamber. Yeah, a chamber is where you can go speak to a judge with, without cameras, without audio. The sheriff does have a lot of support um, in this county as well. So it's one of those things where we're just going to have to wait and see, right? It's so good to see you, Pearls. I hope you all are well. I watched something yesterday, forgot what, but they stated one of the sheriff's deputies had with a woman in judge's office, and judge was upset sheriff would do anything to him. We're going to get that, Lacey. Not passing any judgment here yet. Right. Now, regardless, it is wrong to unalive someone. Uh right? Especially a sheriff. We gotta just say what it is. Um but we don't know everything yet. And I want you to hear this out. I see you. I absolutely agree. I believe this case is, I think we're going to learn. I don't even think we know hardly any of it yet compared to the things that may have been going on, may have been taking place with local officials. It sounds like something was
District Judge
off here.
Kevin Mullins was laid to rest today after being shot dead in his chambers by Letcher County Sheriff Mickey Stines this past Thursday. Once news of the shooting broke Thursday afternoon, rumors started swirling immediately. On every social media post about the shooting, on every social media platform, the comment sections run amok with accusations that Judge Kevin Mullins had an inappropriate relationship with the sheriff's underage daughter. Oftentimes, I see people in the comment sections asking why news outlets aren't reporting this. The explanation is so simple and should be so obvious to all of us. There is not any, or at the very least, there is not enough evidence or information to corroborate, substantiate, or confirm those rumors, allowing responsible journalists to share that information with their audiences. I ain't saying the rumors are true or false. I have no way of knowing that. And most of y'all don't either. I couldn't help but notice that a lot of y'all are all too eager to believe these rumors. Maybe it's because what happened on Thursday just don't make no sense, and we're trying to make sense of it. It's hard to understand why a sheriff would roll up in a courthouse and fire, 6 or 8 shots into a sitting judge? There's got to be a good reason, right? Well, I reckon there is. And it may not be the reason y'all thought. It may not be the reason we're getting in all the comment sections on all the social media posts. Allow me to introduce you to Michael Clark.
I have spoken to the sheriff's wife and
Listen to
daughter
this.
and talked to her a couple of times today. And, you just really need to be praying and quit gossiping and spreading rumors, because you're going to be really surprised when absolutely nothing that you've been posting and saying is true or accurate. And I have permission from the family to say that. Mental illness is real. People go through hard things that we don't know what they're going through.
Now, this is a local. He says mental illness is real. She kind of does, Miss Margaret. She kind of is like a little, a Nancy Grace. Justin sent you a happy text about search finding a girl in Louisiana asleep in the woods with the helicopter. I saw that, troopers. Yes. Little girl, she was laying there asleep.
Bottom line, one of my best, closest, dearest friends, Judge Mullins, was killed yesterday, and one of my best, closest friends, Sheriff Mickey Stines, is locked up and charged with murder. The motive and everything will come out, and everyone will eventually know why. And it's not going to be nothing the reason that not you, but many are spreading and talking and hurting children. That the judge has a wife and children that's hurting. The sheriff has a wife and a child who I've spoke to twice today who are truly hurting.
I know Michael
Okay.
Clark. I have worked alongside Michael Clark getting drug addicts out of jail and into treatment.
Now, there is a little bit of stuff that was posted about him earlier. I'll show you that.
The impact that Michael Clark has had on the recovery community in Eastern Kentucky is immeasurable. He's also a pastor of a church. Now, that doesn't automatically give him credibility in my book. Some of the most crooked, corrupt, and deceitful people in the world hide behind pulpits. But like I said, I know Michael Clark. I've been in his presence, and I'm telling you what, My spirit bears witness with that man's spirit. The Lord said they will know us by the fruit that we bear. Michael Clark bears the right fruit. I did not know Sheriff Stines, even though I'm from Eastern Kentucky. I've practiced law there. I've had very few cases in Letcher County, but I have met Judge Mullins and been in his courtroom, not a lot, but a few times. The only thing I ever really knew about Judge Mullins as a practicing attorney in Eastern Kentucky was his commitment and dedication to recovery, as you can see from the recovery completion certificates pinned to the walls all around his courtroom. I'm really
Obviously the DRUG is pretty prevalent in Eastern Kentucky, well, throughout Kentucky, throughout the world, really. But from what I understand, the judge and the sheriff, that's one thing they agreed upon. They just didn't keep, from what I understand, putting addicts, back in prison, because it doesn't actually help the person being addicted, right? You have to get to that root cause. And so they really believed in things like rehab and rehabilitating the offender.
making this video in hopes that more people will see Michael Clark's video, because unlike most of the people spreading the rumors, Michael Clark is actually speaking from firsthand personal knowledge. That being said, if these rumors are in fact proven true and you want to trample and spit on Judge Mullins' grave, pour it on it. He deserves it. On the other hand, I think it would behoove us all to stop for a moment and consider that
Behoove. Justin also 40-minute helicopter search for Sebastian. I don't know why people are talking about that now. I showed that 40-minute helicopter video months ago. I guess it's being brought up again. But I showed that 40-minute helicopter video months ago. I know a lot of people are playing it again. Where they circle around their house and you see them on horseback. Is that the one we're talking about, troopers? I've noticed I've had a lot of people send it to me today and last night. They're like, "Oh my God, you got to see this." I'm like, "We played it." Like, it's very good footage though, because it's very important when it comes to the Sebastian Rogers case, because we see exactly what it looked like whenever Sebastian went missing. It's really unsure. Oh no, you're fine, honey. You're fine. You're fine. After what's happened. Oh, I'm sorry, WC. I think yesterday too, maybe. I don't know, but it is very interesting. That's where I got a lot of my aerial shots from in the Sebastian Rogers case. If you notice there in that footage, you can see Mr. Foot's truck, and then you can see a dark SUV. You can see an Infiniti QX, like the Bauer Foots have. But it is very
if,
good.
as Michael Clark
Right.
suggests, there is no truth to these salacious rumors, the magnitude of the injustice we are doing to this man's legacy by spreading them, that too is immeasurable and equally, if not more so, heinous than the accusations themselves.
Yes. Yes, I agree with that. Mental health gets blamed for everything. I have an issue with it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just so early right now to tell, uh, what may or may not have been going on at this point. But I remember the aerial photo shots. Yep. Uh, I think that was taken, what, the day after Sebastian went missing? What's the lady's name? The lady that we was just watching there? She's an attorney of some sort.
Today. Thank you so much for doing this interview. Trooper, can you just take me to the scene and tell me what you saw?
Just before.
He's got a deep voice. I mean, he's got a deep voice. Let me tell you what's going on here. He's all man.
Or 3 o'clock today, around 2:55 p.m., 911 received a call about shots being fired inside the courthouse. Of course, you can imagine the overwhelming response by local authorities and the state police to that area, along with medical personnel. Upon getting there, they found, unfortunately, a tragic situation.
So what else did you see? I'm envisioning that there were, extremely distraught employees of the court who stayed on the scene. But describe from your perspective what you saw.
Of course, as you can imagine, it's very, very chaotic in nature. But it's something that we have a job to do. We went through, was able to clear the courthouse, make sure there was no additional threats, and remove ourselves at that time.
So Sheriff Stines is pictured in between us right there, obviously in better days. Where was he when you got there?
Upon law enforcement's arrival, he had actually notified and given himself up, and at that point he was taken into custody without any further incident.
Oh my God, I forgot about that show, Isa Brown, In the Heat of the Night. God, we got to be about the same age, girl. That was a good show. God, I miss the 80s and 90s.
Was he talking?
At this time, that's all early stages of the investigation. That's we're conducting interviews, trying to find out exactly what led up to the moments before the shooting, and try to get.
They both have families. It's really sad. Is there another hurricane coming? Yes, but I always watch the heat of the night. Yeah, people. I guess there's another hurricane coming.
Some answers or some questions answered.
Did you see the sheriff when you got on scene? Did you see him on location after the shooting?
Yes. Yes.
There was.
Can you describe for me
yes.
what was his demeanor like? What did he look like? What was he doing and saying? And just what were your impressions?
Careful.
At that time, he'd already been placed into custody. So at that point, detectives will come in and conduct their jobs, conduct their interviews, and all that good stuff.
But here's my assumption, Trooper Gayhart, that you've never been at a scene like this. I've never reported on a story like this in 36 years of doing this work. This had to be extremely confounding to you as you got there.
It's just a tragic situation. It's not something that we ever want to deal with. In the first.
Can you imagine you're a sheriff, like you worked for or knew, did something like this, especially to a judge?
Place, but we definitely don't want to deal with it again.
It's really bad.
Was the sheriff in tears? Did he have a look on his face? Could you describe that?
As far as explaining, there's so much stuff going on, so many different things happening at one time, it would be hard to put into words.
If you can, try. Just give me any description you can of what he looked like as
baby.
laid eyes on him.
Again, that's not something. There's so many moving parts. Everybody has a job to do. Everybody's focused on doing that job. So, once we contain the scene and it's safe, everybody's going off in different directions, doing what they need to be doing. So that.
Hey, Shara, I just checked. I don't see anything, honey. I don't see anything.
Interaction between us we didn't have.
can you at least tell me if the sheriff looked distraught?
I mean, everybody was distraught. I mean, it's a tragic situation.
Do you have any idea what led up to this?
That's stuff that the detectives are working through tirelessly, trying to get answers to those very questions. But at this point in the investigation, we're still in that fact gathering stage, and we have a lot of interviews to conduct. So that's unfortunately we may not know for the next few days, the next few weeks ahead.
Was the sheriff in uniform when this happened?
I do not recall. Again, it's a very chaotic scene. It just happens really, really fast.
You don't recall if he was in uniform when you arrived on the scene?
I didn't have personal communication with the sheriff, so, and again, it's very
My
chaotic.
phone
There's a lot
is
of
weird.
things going on.
But you saw him.
So I didn't.
Share sometimes I don't know why, but I'll get a bunch of messages, and I guess it's just out in the universe, and then they'll all like pour in at once. It's in the panhandle right now, Justin, the hurricane. Whoa. He wasn't in uniform. Thank you, Nadia. We're also, if you're in the area or you want to speak on this, you can call this number, and we can talk about it as well. Where the hell are we? Okay, go.
You did see him though, yeah?
From this, yes.
Okay. Do
It's
you
so
have
weird.
any idea whether, I mean, I laid out some, just a skeleton of
Okay,
facts off the top of this program.
It's weird.
What am I missing? Was he yelling when he came into the courthouse? Was he speaking in a quiet tone when he came into the courthouse, when he asked to have private audience with the judge? What was that? Just describe for me what that scene,
No.
how that scene played out.
All that stuff is stuff that we're trying to get answered as well. It's very early on in the investigation, and unfortunately, we just don't have that information as of right now.
Do you know how many shots were fired?
I do not.
Yeah.
Again, that's stuff that we're trying to compile. There's a lot of different evidence, a lot of things to collect. So in the coming days, hopefully we'll be able to answer those questions.
What will you do when the power goes
Okay.
out? Power outages can be unpredictable.
So there's that. People in chat are saying that he was not in uniform when this happened around 10. They were already sending out advisories for spots in Tampa for evacuation. Dang. I know for several years, they didn't, Florida didn't get any hurricanes or anything. This is Mickey's son. He wrote a post on this, and his name is Jacob, and Jacob says, a lot of y'all are saying things about my family and have no clue what you're talking about. Somehow your buddy at the head of the holler knows exactly what happened, yet we have not heard of it, or yet we have never heard of it. Remember that you are talking about an impressionable teenager whose life is already in shambles. She will eventually have to go back to school. My kids will have to go back to school. Jensen cried himself to sleep Thursday night, and then I have to hear about is all the terrible things said about my sister. Both families' lives have been changed forever. And even if anything you people were saying was true, it doesn't help anything except your own desire to gossip and be a teenager again. Some of you all ain't ever had a hard day in your life, so you don't know the impact it is on people when you run your mouth. That is very mature. It really is. Feel really bad for the son. His sister has got all this stuff going on. Let's see here. Who was this? I needed a job. All right. Lots of. We had a caller call in the other day, and she was local, very upset, very, very upset. This is a message from Matt Butler.
Morning, everybody. This is Matt Butler, your Commonwealth's attorney in the 47th Judicial Circuit, which covers Letcher County. And I am sending out a video message this morning to discuss in more detail than I want to type everything related to my office and the tragic passing of Judge Mullins in the Letcher District Court yesterday.
No, darling.
Many of you are aware of the close personal relationship I had with Judge Mullins. You may know, for example, that we, for many years, were married to a pair of sisters, that his daughters are my nieces, and that my two oldest kids are his niece and nephew. We were for many years on opposite sides of the courtroom from each other. He was the assistant Commonwealth's attorney when I was the public defender. We had fierce litigation. I respected him. We fought hard for our respective sides in court.
Yeah, nobody won in this instance, right? Nobody won. That's true. Excellent lessons, because we don't know. No, and there's just there is things out there about things happening in the judge's chamber, but from what I understand, I mean, here, this is what was being alleged. This is nothing to do with what is what is taking place here, but this is previous. During these meeting, defendant Fields' behavior escalated from flirtatious comments to forcible kissing, oral sex, to intercourse with plaintiff, all of which occurred at the Letcher County Courthouse after hours in Judge Mathis' chambers. Hereafter, the SA. Plaintiff was coerced and compelled to comply with defendant Fields. Right. So, just not good. Just not good. But this, you would not, it happens so much. The S for favors in a lot of counties across the United States. A lot. Is there a video? How can they lie? So there is video out there, Mama Michelle Bell. Good question. There is video out there. There is not audio, though, on that video. They secretly, allegedly put up, what are they? Cameras in the judge's chamber. Any horrible trick? Yeah. It happens more than people know, to be honest. Yes. There's been a lot of S for lowering sentence, or to, people have to remember, kids see what people post. Young adults also suffer from social media posts. Wait for facts, people. I agree. I agree. Um, I don't know. I think it just got a little too heated. Now, I will say, allegedly, the sheriff, his last words before he was arrested, they said he was very, stoic. I guess that's the word you would use. And he said he took my wife and daughter. So I don't know. It does sound like something, was going on, but what? I don't know. Yes. Good point, Patricia. It's got to be on the phone. When the sheriff looked at the judge's phone is when he blew up. So they went back and they looked at each other's phone, and then after he saw that on his phone, that's when he blew up. I wonder if there was a message. Was there a picture, a photo of some sort that something had to enrage him? I heard the sheriff wife filed for divorce is dating the pastor. The pastor and the judge are BFFs. So when we talk about the pastor, um, there is something up here about that pastor. Okay. And I have not looked any further into this. This is just what it says in this Facebook group. So I just want to let that be there. Where someone wrote, I have a bombshell. The preacher who spoke out in the video asking people to stop spreading rumors was pardoned by the Kentucky governor in 2019 for trafficking. In the years 2016, 2013, and 2010, that is disgusting. Some states have the 3-strike rule, and there is no getting out of prison. Where is the outrage? And then there is this letter: to whom it may concern. Michael Anthony Clark of Cumberland, Kentucky, was convicted in Harlan County Circuit Court in 2017 of trafficking, in 2016 of 5 counts of trafficking, in 2013 of flagrant non-support, in 2010 for 3 counts trafficking, and in Fayette County Circuit Court in 1999 of possession of a controlled substance. Whereas after many years of addiction and criminal history, Michael A. Clark has turned his life around. He now serves as a role model and a mentor to others who are going through recovery. And whereas it is my pledge to grant him with full and unconditional pardon that has requested. Now, therefore, I, Matthew G. Bevins, Governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, in consideration of the foregoing and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Section 77, 145, and 150 of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, do hereby unconditionally pardon Michael Anthony Clark and return to him of all rights and privileges of the citizens of the Commonwealth. And then it is signed by Matthew G. Blevins, the current or the was the governor at the time. So is that this? I just want to make sure is this the same? Let me see if this is this. Is this the same guy? 1 second, y'all. Is this him?
Hey guys and girls, I wanted to get on here for a second.
Michael A. Clark. 1 second. This has Michael G. Bevan. No, whereas Michael Anthony Clark of Cumberland. Yep. Michael Anthony Clark. Oh, that ain't good. I mean, he was pardoned, but he's telling everyone to chill out.
Been a real rough night and day since yesterday. You all, I'm sure, have known and seen nationwide now what all happened. Multiple news agencies continue to reach out to me. I'm not going to be able to comment to them or anything like that, but I have spoken to the sheriff.
So this is the one that owns the recovery center. Got it. Peyton Place in the heat of the night. Yes. Thank you, love. Yes, that is true. He liked to sin, but I didn't know that they were friends with someone who that makes me seem a little suspicious now. I mean, I agree. Jail does not work for addiction. But if they are friends with this guy and he has a local, yes, of course, hot mess, you can. And he has a local, what is it? Treatment facility. He was pardoned for trafficking and Coca-Cola usage. So there's that.
Sheriff's wife and daughter and talked to her a couple of times today. And, you just really need to be praying and quit gossiping and spreading rumors, because you're going to be really surprised when absolutely nothing that you've been posting and saying is true or accurate. And I have permission from the family to say that. Mental illness is real. People go through hard things that we don't know what they're going through. Bottom line, one of my best, closest, dearest friends, Judge Mullins, was killed yesterday. And one of my best, closest friends, Sheriff Mickey Stines, is locked up and charged with murder. The motive and
Thank you for calling, caller.
Hey, Justin, it's Hotman.
Hi, darling. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm from Kentucky,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not from the area exactly.
Right.
But I am familiar with Michael Clark, the pastor. And it's my understanding, it's rumored what I see you had said in chat, but I think that's a rumor. His wife and him have opened a church. It's called the Rooted Church. Sorry if I just been doing work done. And they run that church, and it's my understanding that the judge and the sheriff went to church there. But he was a very good friend of both the judge and the sheriff.
Yes.
He was pardoned. Matt Bevin, our former governor, had pardoned him. But all of this is just heartbreaking. It really is.
I mean, but why the trafficking?
Do what?
Why the trafficking? Like, that's...
Yeah. See, there's a lot that I don't know. I mean, I know that there's a lot everywhere. There's a huge drug problem all throughout the United States.
Yep.
Things like that. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Someone had, well, you know how gossip is. Someone had said that there was maybe they were eating lunch earlier that day together. That I had heard that the judge and the sheriff had ate lunch together. But I do know through people, friends of mine that know Michael Clark, and he's an outstanding person. He did get in some trouble, and he's
doesn't mean people can't change, right? I mean,
right,
of course.
Exactly. And he's done a whole lot for the recovery community.
Right. I mean, that's great. He's, he was down once, and now he's trying to help others, and that's what we should do. When was so he was? Let me look at this. He was convicted in Harlan in 2017, 2016, and 2013. But yeah, I mean,
he was. If you look at his Facebook, like he's very open.
Sure.
He was convicted of those things, but if you even see, like, if you'll watch some of his videos, he talks about his messages, and he's doing the right thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's making up for his wrongs. He's righting his wrongs. And
did he ever go to jail?
I've heard that rumor.
Did he ever go to? Do you know if he ever went to jail?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. And then because he was convicted on those crimes, and then he was pardoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Kentucky. It's I don't know if you're in Kentucky or what, but it's
I am.
drugs are really bad in Appalachia. You know what I mean? They're forgotten.
They are. I mean, they're just bad everywhere.
It is. It is.
That's the thing. It's everywhere. And then a little town like Letcher County.
Yeah.
Something like this happening, it rocks that area.
Well, just a judge and a sheriff. I mean, that's just wow.
And from what I heard, that some people in that area that I know, because I'm not from that area. I'm from the Lexington area. But from people that I know from that area, they said that he was one of the best sheriffs that they've ever had.
Yeah.
So that makes me like.
This was
wonder,
his second term? I think something like that.
Second term. He was going to retire.
Yeah. Something just went really bad.
I think there's somebody said earlier something about Pandora's box.
Yep.
And I think that that's going to be what's going to happen with it.
This is either it's going to open up Pandora's box, or people are going to be like trying to shut people up.
Mhm. Yeah, because you know how small towns are, and you know what I mean. So
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. It's awful, though, but I love your show. I
Thank
love
you,
Tina
dear.
Pearl. I've watched you for years.
Oh, thank you, my dear.
Since you first started. So
Thank you, my
yeah,
love.
I love everybody in chat. So sending my love to everybody.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you calling in.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Great call. I've known both men for a long time, and there's a ton more that plays into it. Yes, Christopher, we were kind of speaking onto that earlier, how the judge's wife or family member said, we just don't know what happened. There's just a lot of rumors, but we really don't know what happened at this point, and we're just going to have to kind of wait and see. That this is one of those things, is we know who did it. We just don't know why this happened, and it will come out eventually, whether it's court or other. The known connection is that the case to the slain Judge Kevin Mullins are few, but a deputy in the case, Ben Fields, allegedly used Mullins' chamber for sex, but there is no because there was no cameras there. Yes, Trishy, that yes, and I showed a part of that filing just a little bit ago. Sounds to me like the type of situation you scratch your back on. Right. What did they shut the recovery center down? Did they? Did they shut it down multiple times? Don't know. Maybe it was there enough people? I mean, I have a caller calling in. It's not ringing. If anyone wants to call in, you can. It's I'll drop the phone number here. 307-228-4906. I just tried calling, no answer. I don't know what the hell's wrong with my phone right now. Something's wrong. I'm not getting messages or anything. You can try it again. So weird. I just got something. I don't know. Yes, I saw it and sent it to Justin. What did you send me? I probably didn't get that either. Did you see some of the TikToks? Well, here, I'll play them. Oh, okay. What's this? Yeah, the Atkins versus Fields. Yeah, that's going to be where did you send those? I see you. That's okay, Erica. Good to see you, my love. I know this is not good timing, but I can imagine what that janitor. Oh, yeah. There's a Have you ever seen that crime scene cleanup here on YouTube? What a job. What a job. They earn every single penny. Shouldn't he even be allowed the sheriff's daughter if he's registered? If who's registered? Should he even be allowed the sheriff's daughter? Have you seen a pink butterfly? Like the lady that called the other day, she said it may, yes. And that's what I'm saying, Lisa. Like this is either going to go one of two ways. It's either all going to come out or it's all going to be swept up. I send it again. Maybe restart your phone. Are you sending it to the 307? Okay, there, I got it. Okay. All right. This is it. Look at this, guys. I need to reboot my phone, probably.
I just want to get on here and say, I think it's hilarious how people want to get on here and take up for these
perverts,
pieces of crap here in Letcher County.
Wow.
I can't wait till this shit comes out and everybody really sees what we have in the courthouse up there. It's sad. It's pathetic that these.
I mean, I think a lot of people feel that way about their local courthouse sometimes or another. You know, they're like, oh, mine's the worst.
Men want to take these women that's in addiction and try to take advantage of them because you're a preacher or a judge. Oh, don't talk about it. They have children. It don't matter. They don't need to be who they are. The pieces of shit that they are. I'm sorry. They should have considered that before they want to go treat these women like shit and try to take advantage of them because of the authority, the place they're in. It's okay. It's not okay. I can't wait till this shit is exposed and all these get caught here in Letcher County. I cannot wait. Yeah, I feel that they have children. I'm sorry. But we, the people, deserve to know the truth. We deserve to not have to go through that. Me in recovery, I've been in and out of Letcher County Jail my whole life. Okay? So don't tell me that he's a good preacher, a good man, when I personally know what they are doing. Because I was one of them women.
Ooh.
That they try to take advantage of. Okay? I have
my
own stories.
Did you just hear what she said? Did you just hear what she said? Did you just hear what she said? She said, I was one of those where he tried to take advantage of. Oh my God. She's angry.
Personally, facts that happened to me. So I just want to get on here and say, you can come and take up for them all you want. But me personally, being part of that, I know who they are and what they do. And I can't wait for the truth to come out. And these POSs get what they deserve. I'm sorry. For a pervert, I don't have no sympathy. I don't.
You know, wow. Wow. This is far from over. This is far from over, y'all.
So, just wanted to throw that out there and have my little rant for the day. You can get on here and take up for these perverts.
I wonder how long this has been going
You
on.
won't. I'm not going to say no names. I've had some comments on my video. I've went back and forth about a certain individual that is one of them. He's a preacher. He's a pastor. He works in recovery. And he's a piece of shit. I know personally. I know what he tried to do to me.
Holy water. Wow.
FBI, open up!
That is, what did she say at the front?
We have in the courthouse up there. It's sad. It's pathetic that these men want to take these women that's in addiction and try to take advantage of them because you're a preacher or a judge. Oh, don't talk about it. They have children.
I mean, regardless, I feel bad. I feel really bad for the children. I feel bad for their family. But she's speaking out. Yeah, Rosemary. I mean, that takes bravery to do something like that. It sounds like that it was really bad. You jumped out of your seat. Sorry.
It don't matter. They don't need to be who they are. The pieces of shit that they are. I'm sorry. They should have considered that before they want to go treat these women like shit and try to take advantage of them because of the authority, the place they're in. It's okay. It's not okay. I can't wait till this shit is exposed and all these get caught here in Letcher County. I cannot wait. Yeah.
I mean, how does one get how many trafficking charges? A lot of trafficking charges. Let's see here. Harlan County Court in 2017 of trafficking, in 2016 of 5 counts of trafficking, in 2013 of flagrant non-support, in 2010 of 3 counts of trafficking in Fayette County Circuit Court, in 1999 of possession of a controlled substance. Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. They have every right to speak out for sure.
I feel that they have children. I'm sorry. But we, the people, deserve to know the truth. We deserve to not have to go through that. Me in recovery, I've been in and out of Letcher County Jail my whole life. Okay? So don't tell me that he's a good preacher, a good man, when I personally know what they are doing. Because I was one of them women. that they try to take advantage of. Okay? I have my own stories personally.
My phone's not
Facts
ringing for
that
Christopher.
happened to me. So I just want to get on here and say, you can come and take up for them all you want. But me personally, being part of that, I know who they are and what they do. And I can't wait for the truth to come out. And these POSs get what they deserve. I'm sorry. For a pervert, I don't have no sympathy. I don't. So, just wanted to throw that out there and have my little rant for the day. You can get on here and take up for these perverts all you want. I'm not going to say no names. I've had some comments on my video. I've went back and forth about a certain individual that is one of them.
Has she made
He's
any
a
more
preacher.
videos?
He's a pastor. He works in recovery. And he's a piece of shit. I know personally. I know what he tried to do to me. Love y'all. Have a great day.
What is her?
I'm just glad that I'm the bitch being talked about.
Okay.
Hey y'all. So what's going on? I'm coming to you with a different video today than I normally do. Just to kind of tell you what's been going on in my hometown. So, as I don't know if most of my followers know, I'm from Letcher County, Kentucky, where we had a murder, a shooting. We had our sheriff go in and murder our judge. Our sheriff, Mickey Stines, murdered our Judge Kevin Mullins yesterday. Supposedly, the rumors in town are, one rumor is that the judge was messing around with the sheriff's daughter, underage daughter. And then another rumor was not only was the daughter, it was his wife too. That's not all. There's other rumors going on. I'm curious to see where this case is going to go. Mickey Stines worked beside Kevin Mullins for years. As far as they was friends, their kids knew each other, grew up beside each other.
I mean, if this happens, then there might be more than one going to jail.
I'd say an hour drive or so. So this is what happened. They had lunch earlier that day.
Oops.
Hey, swapped phones. They looked at each other at
Here it is.
school. Phone call, which is not.
So that's what everyone keeps saying, that they had lunch earlier that day together. What time you take lunch? Noon, 1, something like that. This happened at what?
Not
2
far.
o'clock?
I'd say an hour drive or so. So this is what happened. They had lunch earlier that day. And this is what I heard. The sheriff got a phone call. And after that phone call, his demeanor had changed, they said. And he got up and took his food to go. I would say 12, 1 o'clock. He goes back, and it was also known that his daughter got signed out of school. Goes back to the courthouse. The sheriff goes in and tells everyone that he needs to speak to the judge privately. They go back into the chambers. 8 shots was fired.
Here, I'll refresh my phone.
But supposedly before that, the judge and sheriff swapped phones. They looked at each other's phones. They had camera footage of this. They had swapped phones. The sheriff had got up, shot the judge. I've heard several stories. First, I heard shot him twice in the head, 3 times in the stomach. Then I've heard shot him twice in the stomach, 3 times in the head. But anyway, they switched.
There is a call, or there is not a call, but there is a recording of that. It is very much disturbing. You can tell that there is multiple pew-pews. Billy B is my love. Hey, Billy, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate this. Super, super darling. Much love. Canadian, how's everything going today, honey? I know you had a little bit of a time the other day, so please let us know how you're doing, my dear.
Phones. The sheriff got up, shot the judge, and walked out of the chambers with his hands up, ready to be arrested without incident. So, I just kind of want to let y'all know what was going on in my little hometown. I will keep you updated, because we're all kind of curious to see where this case is going to go. I think a lot of other things are going to come out. I do. I think it's going to get nasty. I think it's going to get dirty. A lot of juicy details are going to come out. And I'm curious to see which way this is going to go. I have my opinion on it, which I'm not ready to throw out here on the internet yet, because I'm going to have haters. I'm going to have people come and say, I just want to get on here and say, I think it's hilarious how people want to get. I farted on your pillow. Hey, y'all. Good morning. So, we're going to try some new makeup. Hey, y'all.
Okay. All right, so there's that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with my phone right now. It's weird. I mean, I've had 2 callers call in and they went fine, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. Yeah, if you want to text me your number, you can text me your number to this number right here, and I can call back if you want. I don't know. I mean, I don't think she's. I mean, if she, some people put she's just there for attention. I believe her personally. Hold on, I might have got it. Okay, I got it. 1 second. Here, we'll call Chris. Defer. Here we go.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hello, how are you doing?
How you doing?
Good, good. Sorry about the trouble.
No, you're fine.
What's up?
So this goes back years and years and years and years. So let's start at 2009. Mullins gets he was a lawyer in Lexburg. He was a prosecutor. His now brother-in-law, Matt Butler, was the defender, who is now the Commonwealth attorney. Okay. The guy that shot him, Mickey Stines, was his bailiff. They were I mean, like, when you'd see one, you'd see the other. Okay. So, fast forward to about 2015, and in Whitesburg, like, this is kind of a known fact that this happens. Like, he was. I'm really not trying to speak ill of the dead,
Right.
but the man was a known pervert. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, my thought process is Stines knew that. As a bailiff, you can't just look the other way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But let's fast forward to 2015. There's a guy named Brian Dameron, and you can look this up on Google. It'll pull right up. Brian Dameron, Whitesburg, Kentucky, and it'll show him he got charged with taking things from the sheriff's office. Okay.
Oh.
He basically gets a slap on the wrist. Okay. Like he had 8 or 9 counts, I believe. But the very last, like when you pull that up on the Mountain Eagle website, the very last paragraph says something to the effect of, "You're making my son out to be a scapegoat to cover up everything going on in the courthouse."
Right.
Fast forward to the Ben Fields thing, and a weird guy. He was a deputy jailer before he was a deputy sheriff, and he took over for bailiff when Mickey became the sheriff. So this thing has been going on for, I mean, like years and years. And Ben wasn't the first. Ben was the first to get caught.
So it sounds like this has allegedly been going on for a long time, but when something happened allegedly to the sheriff's family, that's when things may have taken.
Exactly.
Which, if that is true, that's not a very noble thing, right? You've been, and again, if that is true, knowing other people, others was doing this to other people, but then when it goes to your family,
exactly, when it comes to your front door, that's when you act.
Yeah, that's
so
pretty crazy.
Also the same town, same exact town. Actually, so Mullins was the district judge. The circuit judge is James Kraft II. James Kraft I was the mayor. He died 2 years ago, maybe year and a half, 2 years ago. But in the 90s, and you could, like I said, you can look this up. Everything I'm saying, you can look up. It is in the news articles. He was charged with 200 counts of embezzlement. Okay. He dies. There's not really a real vote that gets voted in on the new mayor. His wife, who has none that I know of, any kind of qualification to be mayor, suddenly is the mayor. We don't know how that happens. Chief of police passes out in Taco Bell parking lot in the Taco Bell drive-thru. Doesn't get arrested, and is still the chief of police to this day.
My God! So the mayor wasn't actually elected?
No, the mayor was grandfathered in.
And
all these people run in the same circle.
And and the chief of police was
he was drunk in the Taco Bell parking lot, or in the Taco Bell drive-thru, passed out, got taken to the hospital, didn't get arrested, still chief of police.
Still today.
Same circle of people. Yep. Same circle of people. He is the acting chief of police as we speak.
Yeah.
Same circle of people. All these people float in the same circle. And like that's honestly, from what I've seen, because I've lived other places, that's how like these small towns kind of operate until something like this happens, and then they start turning on each other.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people.
I won't speculate that a child had anything to do with this. I don't know that. I mean, it's been said since the jump, since this first happened. It could have been a number of things because Mickey was Monday supposed to testify on a disposition in the civil court about the Ben Fields thing.
About the what?
The Ben Fields thing, the Ben Fields thing, the raping women pretty much in Judge Mullins' office. Yeah, Sheriff Stines was supposed to testify in that case, in the civil case. The criminal case has already happened. The civil case, and one of those victims is dead. Died in last year in January.
Oh my God.
One of the yeah. Like I said, this goes a lot deeper than everybody thinks. And I don't know that Clark guy, but I've talked to a bunch of people back home, and because I moved last year, I've talked to a bunch of people back home that I've not heard one good word about him. And of course, like if these are your friends and these are your people and these are the circle you run with, of course you're going to come out and say, "Oh, he's a great guy. He's this, he's that."
Right. Trying to
also
keep the heat off.
So this happened Thursday. Isn't it funny that the motive still hasn't come out on Tuesday? If it were me or you or anybody else, the motive would already been out.
True. Yeah.
So I don't know what was on that. They switched. They switched phones. They said Mickey walked into the courthouse, and of course our courthouse doesn't have a metal detector, but it wouldn't matter anyway. It wouldn't help anything in this case. He's the sheriff.
Right.
He's going to say, "Hey, you can't pack a gun in here, sheriff." So he talked to people and said, "I need to speak with Judge Mullins alone in his chambers." They exchanged phones. He put the phone down on the desk, walked around, and this is where it gets kind of dicey because I've heard that Judge Mullins went for something, or that Mickey just knew what he was going to do, and bang, bang, bang. 8 times.
Multiple times.
To me,
6 or 8 times.
8 times.
Yeah.
To me, that many shots is personal. It's not self-defense anymore. It's personal.
Well, I mean, you know, the judge was just allegedly sitting there behind his desk.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this would have to be personal of something. And he also allegedly said the only thing that the sheriff allegedly said afterwards was he tried to take my wife and kid.
He tried to take them both.
Right.
And but see, the small town rumor mill, and I'm not sticking up for Mullins at all. Like he's a known pervert. Like that's very, very known in that area. And the thing is, like people could take that, and people know that, and then they can run with that.
Right.
So I don't know if it's I won't say it's a child because you got to think if the kid had nothing to do with it, she just lost her father probably for the rest of his life.
Yes.
Okay. And she doesn't need the rumor mill spread about her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I won't speculate on that. But there's a whole bunch of snakes in the garden.
Yes.
This is just the first one that came to light. And like I said, I can link you to every single article. There's an article about Dameron. There's an article about the chief of police. There's an article about the mayor. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not speculation. There's articles about this stuff. But the most telling thing was when Brian Dameron got arrested, his mother said the Mountain Eagle was trying to make her son a scapegoat to cover everything else that's going on in the courthouse. And her words are ringing true now.
Yeah. The judge offered addiction recovery. And what about the recovery center issues? Was there issues with the recovery center? Do you know?
So they do this thing called drug court, and a lot of people that to me, you have to want to get clean to get clean.
Yes.
But it doesn't have a great success rate.
Sure.
And I've read articles about I think it's called ARC, Addiction Recovery Care or something like that. And it's such a shady group, and it's been shut down, I think, twice, maybe.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's been shut down a couple times. Yeah,
because it's a shady group. And the thing is, when there's no, like, for example, when this came on TV, on even the local, like Lexington News. Lexington's about 2.5 hours away from Whitesburg, right?
right.
They legitimately had to spend 30 seconds explaining where Whitesburg was. Like that's how remote this area is.
Wow.
And there's like Matt Butler. If you look up the Matt Butler video where he recuses himself from the case, he says something very telling that I don't think a lot of people caught. He said, all these families stick together. Okay. I don't know if you're aware of the area, but it's the same area that Hatfields and McCoys have.
Right.
Okay. That kind of together.
Sorry, I muted. Yeah, sorry.
So
Go.
whatever happened, it took from lunch to 2:45 for him to find out. That's not a long time span because they were real chummy at lunch.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. So at lunchtime, we're just going to say what, noon?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, noon
to 2:45. Something had to happen.
He had to have found something on a phone. Because why would you need to look at the other phone? Like if I had evidence on my phone, why would I need to look at yours?
Whose phone was he
Unless there
looking
was
at?
something on your phone. So when he went in the office, he took his phone out. Mullins took his phone out. They switched phones.
Uh-huh.
At that time, he walked around the desk. That's when something happened and he was shot 8 times. They said he picked up Judge Mullins' phone, put it back down, and walked out and gave himself up.
I wonder why he picked up the phone again.
I have no idea. But the thing is, like Mickey was always a really, really good guy.
Someone saying he got divorce papers, but that's
he could have. That's very possible. I mean, I can't say what was on the phone,
right?
But I do know Mickey was never. I've never seen Mickey angry one time. Never. He's always been real level-headed, calm, cool, collected. Never, you know what I'm saying? Never an angry person. Never a bully. Look at how he won the sheriff. I mean, like he won in a landslide.
Yeah,
it wasn't even close. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about the man.
Right.
Like everybody in the community liked the man, but everyone knew Judge Mullins at the same time. He wasn't. Here's the thing: he wasn't a horrible guy. I know people's going to paint him out to be this horrible guy. And on the surface, he wasn't. I don't know. I didn't know him personally. We didn't kick it. But like on the surface, he was an everyday normal guy. Like I've heard him make lewd comments. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like the company he was around, that's kind of what they did. If that makes sense. Like, you know, like guys in the locker room, as they say.
Right.
But it's known that he's been a pervert the whole time. And like I said, I don't want to speak ill of the dead. But that's the truth. So, I mean, like, you take that and add the small town rumor mill to it, and it can explode. So it could have been something about the deposition Monday. It could have been he was, he found something out about his daughter. It could have been his wife. Nobody can really know unless you have that phone.
Right. And that's what someone just said. That whatever is on those phones, right? Whatever it is on one of those phones. They switched out phones, right?
Exactly. Yeah, they switched out phones. He shot him, and then he put his phone in his pocket, picked up Judge Mullins' phone, looked at it again, and then walked out and turned himself in. And that right there tells me he was level-headed, because he knew enough. They said he walked out. Mike Watts, there's an interview that he did with somebody. I can't remember who. One of the major news sources.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Watts is the circuit court clerk. He was the juvenile judge for years.
Right.
His son's actually an attorney, a very successful attorney. But he said that Mickey, after all this, walked out, almost went out the door, turned back around, and the tables where you have the prosecution and defense in the courtroom. Said he took his revolver out, laid it on the table, and then surrendered himself.
Wow.
And another thing that was really weird to me.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard the 911 call?
I haven't. No.
Okay, get that audio, because the person sounds like they're kind of like ordering a pizza instead of calling for a life-saving rescue. You know what I'm saying?
So they were very calm,
yeah, I mean, like calm as I'm talking to you right now. Actually, I probably sound a little bit more excited.
Uh-huh.
They were like, yeah, we need somebody en route to the Letcher County courthouse. Shots fired on the second floor. It was like that dull, like no excitement whatsoever. So and I've heard, I don't know if it's actually the real audio, and everybody's saying it is. I've actually got audio from the shooting,
right,
where you can hear the shots going on.
Yeah, I've got that one too. I can't play it though.
Yeah, like if you listen to it, listen to the people that's talking behind it. Nobody's screaming. Nobody sounds excited. Everybody's just like, all right, let's get out now. And that's weird to me.
They were, I know, they were given Mountain something news hell of a time the other day.
Eagle.
Yeah, people there.
With the Mountain Eagle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you got WYNT Mountain News, and then you got Mountain Top News, and then you got the Mountain Eagle, which is the newspaper.
Yeah, well, they were, it was just very bizarre.
Yeah, it really was. And
very bizarre.
Like the weirdest part to me is that they're not giving out the
motive.
The motive, yeah. Like, what are we trying to hide here?
Oh.
And like I said, that's honest to God one of the most corrupt places I have ever seen in my life.
That's, I mean, the mayor wasn't even elected. They just, what is this?
They just kind of ushered her in.
Type of banana republic here.
And like the thing is, like, she had no qualifications to be mayor, except for she was mayor. And I'm not trying to. Your personal life's your personal life. I don't care.
Right.
Whatever do you think? But even that looked weird. Like if I showed you pictures of the mayor and his wife, you would think that was the mayor and his granddaughter.
Yeek.
She was. Let's see. His name's James Kraft. Her name's Tiffany Kraft. She had to have been at least 30 years younger, if not more.
This does not sound good. This does not sound good. It sounds like there's a bunch of thinking going on there.
Yep, and I think the walls are about to crumble.
Oh,
for that little circle.
Yeah.
And like I said, everything I'm saying, I can send you links to the articles.
Okay.
That's easy as can be.
Yeah, I see you.
Like the Brian Dameron thing, the Ben Fields thing, the mayor thing, the chief of police thing, and we. But the thing is, there's actually really, like, it sounds like it's just like Justified, the TV show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there's honestly really, really good, hardworking people there, and it's a really great community.
Well, those are the people that try to make their community better. But when you've got corruption from the beginning, what the hell do you do?
Exactly. Like and that much at that grand of a level. Because like if honestly, oh, I forgot about that. So there's a guy. I won't give his name out, but there's a guy that's a nurse, and he's like a kind of a high profile guy.
Right.
Gets all the ladies. He works at the hospital. He's a nurse. He runs with this little circle. Okay. Big dude, works out. He almost killed a man with his bare hands. The man's name was Christopher Puckett, and I can send you a link to this too. He about killed a man with his bare hands, and they literally gave him a slap on the wrist. And before this, he got convicted of assault on a woman. Gave him a slap on the wrist. He's still, I'm pretty sure he's either moved because of the whole community being like, hey, man, you got to get out of here.
Right.
Or he still worked. I know the last time I knew of him, he still worked at the hospital. Didn't lose his job, didn't lose a step.
Wow.
So it got taken to the same court, the Judge Mullins' court, and they did nothing with it. And the dude was one of my close friends, and looked like he got steamrolled by, you know what I'm saying? It literally looked like he got beat down by a gang.
Damn. Mayor of what town? The town that all this happened in. I can only remember the county.
Whitesburg, Kentucky.
Whitesburg, Kentucky. Bet girl. Is the FBI involved in this?
Not that I'm aware of.
They should be, or at least the state police or something. I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
the state police.
Yeah, they're taking charge of the investigation. But the thing is, they're just going to investigate this as an isolated incident. And this was not an isolated incident by any stretch of the imagination.
I think this is they're going to find a lot more trafficking and a bunch of people who've been offended. A bunch.
So yeah, like there's been a ton. But here's the thing, like I know personally of two girls that have said Judge Mullins did this, and this. But who do you take that to?
Right.
If you take it to like even the sheriff before. So let me go back to the first sheriff was accused of selling drugs. The first sheriff since I got there, Steve Banks, was accused of selling drugs. Don't know if he did or not. Was ever proven. Okay. The second judge was like 70 years old. Danny Webb replaces Steve Banks, and then Mickey replaced Danny Webb.
Wow.
So Mickey was like the first one we had that was kind of young and spry, and we thought pretty. I mean, I've never heard a bad word about Mickey, and I've never even heard speculation about it.
Right.
Just a good stand-up guy. Level-headed. But the thing was, he was a bailiff. Like I said, the whole time Judge Mullins has been the judge, he was the bailiff until he made sheriff.
Wow. Jennifer, you're right. This is a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in.
Like I said, it goes a lot deeper than people think.
Oh, I think we haven't even begun to hear it.
No, but like I said, like it's honestly a really good community. There's a ton of good people there. Like my whole family's from there. Like really good, hardworking people, and it used to be like the place you want to grow up.
Right.
Until the coal mines left.
Yep.
And when the coal mines left,
same here.
It just so like Pikeville, Kentucky, right? They foresaw it coming and adjusted.
Yep.
Hazard kind of did the same thing. Ashland kind of did the same thing. Whitesburg never did.
Yeah.
Whitesburg just died.
Yeah.
And then the flood of was it 2022? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you hear about the flood that happened in that town?
I guess. Well, I didn't hear what happened to that specific town, but I remember the flood.
So the flood happens, and it literally takes out just about everything in Whitesburg. And then like we started getting funding in it, and nothing changed. And nobody can tell you where that money went. We were supposed to get a nature adventure kind of deal, like a tourist kind of thing.
Yeah, like
that would boost our economy. No one can tell you where that funding went. We were supposed to get a prison. No idea what happened with that. Every time there's something that could help the economy, no one can tell you what happened to it.
Just vanish into someone's fat ass pocket, probably.
Exactly. That's what everybody thinks. Like that can't be. I don't think that can be proven. I hope it can be, but at the same time, like where to go? Like why are we being forgotten about? And that's how the people feel in Letcher County. That's honest to God why so many people are on drugs. Like there's a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them. Thank God, I never was.
They get bored. They don't have
in that
nothing to
area.
do. It's depression.
Exactly. And honest to God, you're almost a product. I hate saying this, but you're almost a product of your environment.
You absolutely are. Yeah.
For example, if you grew up in a holler your whole life and saw mom and dad doing oxys, and that's all you know your whole life, and you think going to Walmart once a month and going to the festivals when they come in is the life.
Yeah.
Well, how are you going to think any different?
That's it. You're exactly right. It's very sad.
It really is. And the opportunities are being held down by people like this.
Yes.
By people that don't want change, that want to stay small, so the eyes wouldn't be on it. Well, now the whole eyes of the world are on that town.
Oh yes, and then some.
But it's not gonna. I don't think this is the end. I think this is the beginning.
It is. That town's gonna turn.
There's a lot of reporters that know what I know.
Yeah.
And I'm just smart enough to put all this together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's not unrelated at all. All these people flock in the same group.
Well, thank you so much for calling, my man. I appreciate you. Please call back again and keep us posted, okay?
Yes, sir.
All
Have
right.
a great day.
You too, my man. Thank you.
Right.
Bye-bye. That's wild, y'all. That is wild. There is a lot of things that's going to come out in this area, to say the least. He was just saying, like, you're a product of your environment. If in Appalachia, there's people that, up some holler that, they go out once or twice a month and that's all they do. And it's more of a rare thing nowadays, but there are people still that live like that. Absolutely. In 2024, I live here in Letcher County. It's awful. Well, thank you guys so much. I will be back this evening. I bet those phones come up missing. How much y'all want to bet? Well, KB, I hope not. the flood destroyed so much here in Knox County, and 3 kids. I remember when that happened. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right, guys. Love you. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I may be on Clutch Them Pearls here between now and my other live. If not, I'll see you guys at about 5:30 this evening. I have 2 lives coming up. Love you all. Appreciate you. And I will see you guys in a little bit. Thank you, Pearls. Thank you, mods, members, and chat. Love you.